Stop letting these sassy ass men that are afraid of their incompetence trick you into thinking that because you have a lower body count, you are more desirable. You're more desirable to an incompetent man because he doesn't want to hear how he lacks. Okay?
Popping in pets on my coat. I'm out the road. Look like I'm Batman. Damn, what? Smart as a madman.
Dude, man, it's cold this morning. Well, this evening was cold. I got my work clothes on. Man, y'all seeing the video, bro. My mouth hot. I just ate. Man, y'all seeing the video, bro. She's doing all that shaming just because she a 304. Why every time a man has a preference of a certain caliber of woman that he wants in his life, it's every single time, bro. A man wants someone in his life that's not outside, not a city girl, that's more conservative, more in tune with her morals and morality in life. Not because it's her body count is high, she's a less attractive woman. You're just more of you've been around, and men don't want to walk into different spaces trying to introduce himself to other men or anything of that nature. And a guy was like, oh yeah, I've been with her. That's embarrassing. Sorry to tell you, it's embarrassing. Just like women find out their man been cheating, or just because a woman finds out, oh, I slept with him and I had this. He been DMing me. Well, you should have DM'd him back. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a simple fact that somebody want to brag about your sexual partner and your spouse. They've been with them sexually, and men don't like that. Just give a man what he wants. Those other men you gave yourself to, how come you didn't seek a relationship with them? Them other men you open your legs for, you opened your mouth for, you opened your hand for. I'm not going to say the other, What happened? You know what I'm saying? Why you wasn't with them? Why you got to shame a dude for not only because he wants that, he prefers that. Yeah, you might be more attracted than the girl that has less bodies. You might be more outspoken and you be more confident. You might get this dude, that dude, but in reality, men don't ask for those things. Baby, just listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Be more compliant. Be more that consideration goes a long way. Considering how a man feels, boosting his ego. Like, women don't even give compliments these days because they think that men get a lot of compliments. Like, I just got my body right within the last year, and I just started to get consistent compliments. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just like every day. Like, that's because I had to earn that. Just like how men have to conquer a woman's body. You have to earn that. You got to at least look a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way. It's just always a certain level to a degree to earn a female's body parts. And I wouldn't even say earn it, but just depending on how the criteria and the requirements women give it to men. So, yes, men want a female, a woman, a lady that's more not requirement based, but more on a serious level of, if you want me, you got to give me you. You got to give me your all. You know what I'm saying? You got to marry me. You got to be in a serious relationships. So let's just say it like this. Getting the female body parts, if you're not a female, it's not easy. That's why men don't get criticized as much. They do, but to women. But other men look at it like, oh man, he's the guy. Yes, it's a double standard. Yes, Men are looked as upon as you have to earn this, you gotta do that, you have to, you know what I'm saying? There's different levels to conquering sex. So depending on the certain caliber of man, it's not easy. Long story short, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like the famous quote, one key versus many locks versus is that's a good key. You flip that around, all these different keys versus one lock is a bad lock. It's simple as that. What does that mean? That means if the key gotta unlock the lock, that's a good key. But if I got different keys for the lock, it just, you know what I'm saying? It's too easy for that lock. It's a bad lock. That's a low quality of locks. I don't want that lock if it don't hide, if it don't secure, if it doesn't, all of this stuff. My property. If it can't secure my property, I don't want that lock. To that standpoint and to that scenario, let's apply that to anything else. It's just like, baby, protect yourself. I don't want to be with you. Especially if men know how to criticize, not even criticize, court women and get to know a real woman and get to read between the lines of what women are saying. And because women are good with words, boy, I can tell you that. They're good with turning a simple to something so highly and something like stuff like that. As in, I remember I was watching Kevin Samuel's video. Yeah, shout out to the Godfather, man, rest his soul, bro. He was having a conversation with a lady that said she owned a store and talking so highly of it, and she was just a district man, not a district manager. She was the general manager. She was in control of that store, the GM. You know what I'm saying? But in her head, she talked so highly of it and boosted it and inflated her position to where, well, I own the store. Baby, you don't own it. You're clocking into it. Salary to it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with the job, of course, because you got to get this money. It's the point where why you're trying to inflate it, as in what is really going on in life. Like, why is it every time a man has a certain type of preference, it's always a double standard. It's always a criticism to that. It's always, oh, he's insecure. Incompetent. Incompetent. Like, baby, I just don't want to be with a 304. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta go around town with the neighborhood hero, saving all the in the world, I don't want to be the one to take you serious, baby. You giving the milk out. You giving the milk out to everybody and their mama. I don't want to be with you, baby. What you got going on? I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be no. Even though I probably ain't no better, I've been around a lot of women. It's like, it's a double standard because, baby, if you want experience and have a man to have experience and how to do this and how to do that, tricks in the bed, flip you over, throw you across the room, put you on the ceiling fan and watch you slink around. Baby, I gotta be with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be with different plethora of women to say, oh, don't do this, oh, do that. She don't like this, and she don't like that. Because women think they're special, so this might like it, that one might not like it. I gotta know both tricks to the side of the coin. So, baby, I can understand what she's saying of how she's shaming it. You have to. That's why it's important to know female nature. So you got to understand what they're saying in order to break it down and debunk it. Let's get to her side of the point. A man that lacks, right? What does that mean? A man that lacks sexual encounters, and baby, you wouldn't known how you would like it in a certain degree if you wasn't out there like that. You know what I'm saying? You would only know what your husband is doing. You wouldn't know the different sizes of penises if you only been with one or maybe two. You know what I'm saying? If you, of course, you'll know if it's two of them. Is it finna rain? All right. You wouldn't have known if you would have been stuck with the, you know what I'm saying, married and married the first body count. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably broke up. Okay, if you didn't make it work, or if you want to leave or he want to leave, and then maybe within that 10-year range, you find out later, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's different. But in the same way, it still goes to the point. If you're already knowing what men can do and other men can't do, but nobody told you to talk to all those men in the first place to know if they were lacking anyway. You wouldn't know what lacking was if you only know one penis. If you was been with a dude for 30, 40 years, you wouldn't have known different ways he can flip you over. You wouldn't have known to do this and do all the tricks and all the tips and stuff like that. You wouldn't have known that if you was closing your legs and, you know what I'm saying, responsible with your body count. So don't shame a man for having a preference. You're shaming men for having a preference. At the same time, you want a 6'6" and gotta be 6 figures. Okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I probably don't qualify for her in the long run, but we know women, so they gonna give it up to who they, you know what I'm saying, at the moment. See, that's just their husband long term. But in the moment, they ain't getting none of that. Why? Because that's only a plethora of men. 6 foot is only like 15%. 6 figures, 15%. We ain't even talking about the other thing. You know what I'm saying? Because she wouldn't have known what that was if she was with one body count. The man she fell in love with, the first body count. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he offered is what she would have known. But now you want to be with that one, this one, all these trees around me. You want to hop on all these trees. You want to know how thick this might be compared to that one. If you would have stayed with that one. You know what I mean? It's so easy, and it's just so simple that, baby, it's just not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Women hate to not be good enough. They hate that they got to meet a criteria, but at the same time putting the criteria out there for men. If you're not good enough because your body count, women hate to be disqualified. Baby, you disqualified. Your body count too high, and I can't do it. You for the streets. I don't want to be in the streets. I'm trying to build this and build that. You in the streets. I don't like street posts. I'm not a street pole. I don't do that. I'm not no billboard. So at the same time, you got to learn these women. And they snitch on themselves all the time. They snitch on themselves all the time. And one thing I really hate is the 3 or 4 who try to cover up and act like they're a good girl when they're really not. Because that's sneaky. But man, women hate to be disqualified and meet to a certain standard, and they hate to have rules and structure, and women like her, to the streets. She need to be gone. I'm Jay, and I'm gone.